chemistry chapter, we are going to estimate nitrogen. So, estimation of nitrogen. Estimation of nitrogen, we are going to study two methods. The first one is Dumas method, and the second one is Kejall's method. Kejall's method. So the first one, Dumas method. First I will write the notes, then I will explain. Dumas method. First, the organic compound which contains nitrogen. The organic compound which contains nitrogen. Nitrogen only we are going to estimate. The organic compound which contains nitrogen is heated with copper oxide. Is heated with copper oxide in the atmosphere of carbon dioxide. In the atmosphere of carbon dioxide. So what we have to do? We have to heat the organic compound which is having nitrogen. You have to heat it with copper oxide. And what atmosphere should be there? Carbon dioxide atmosphere should be there. Okay. So when you do this, you will get free nitrogen. Free nitrogen means you will get N2 gas. Okay, you will get N2 gas. And along with this, you will get few oxides of nitrogen. Few oxides of nitrogen. So we need only nitrogen. Okay. So when you do this, we are getting free nitrogen. But along with that, what we are getting? We are also getting few oxides of nitrogen. So nitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide, like that, few oxides also we will be getting. So we have to convert this oxides also into nitrogen. So how will you convert this oxides also into nitrogen? You have to heat this oxides over a copper gauze. What do you mean by copper gauze? Copper will be in the form of a wire gauze. Wire gauze means like this. Okay. So copper will be in the form of a wire gauze and it will be in hot condition. So when you pass this oxides of nitrogen over this hot copper wire gauze, again you will get what? Free nitrogen. So now we have got this free nitrogen, okay, and we have to collect this free nitrogen. So for collecting this free nitrogen, what we are going to do is we are going to pass this mixture. Okay, so pass this mixture in potassium hydroxide solution. What you have to do? You have to pass the mixture in potassium hydroxide solution. So what we are doing first, we are going to heat the organic compound which is having nitrogen. We are going to heat it with copper oxide in the carbon dioxide atmosphere. We will get free nitrogen, but along with that we will also get some nitrogen oxides. So to convert this nitrogen oxides, we are going to again heat the nitrogen oxides over a copper gauze. So all the nitrogen oxides will be converted into free nitrogen. So here also we are getting free nitrogen. Here also we are getting free nitrogen. Now this whole thing is done in which atmosphere? It is done in carbon dioxide atmosphere. Now we have to separate carbon dioxide gas and nitrogen gas. Okay. So for that we are going to pass the gases in KOH solution, potassium hydroxide solution. So what this potassium hydroxide solution will do? The potassium hydroxide solution will absorb all the carbon dioxide gas and only nitrogen gas will be left behind. Only nitrogen gas will be left behind. So from this nitrogen gas we can find out the percentage of nitrogen. Understood? Clear? So what is the formula to calculate the percentage of nitrogen? So percentage of nitrogen is equal to 28 into V into 100 divided by 22400 into M. What is 28? 28 is the molar mass of nitrogen. Okay, so N2, what is the molar mass? Mass of nitrogen is 14 into 2, so 28 units. V is the volume of the gas which is collected. Okay, so for percentage we have to multiply into 100 and 22400. It is the volume of gas at standard temperature and pressure. It is a constant value, it will not change. Okay, so 22,400 liters is the volume of gas at standard temperature and pressure. So this volume is how much gas we are going to collect, that volume. And what is M? M is the mass of the organic compound which we are taking. So M is the mass of organic compound. Mass of the organic compound. Understood? Clear? So this is the Dumas method. What is the next method? Kejal's method. Any one method they may ask in 5-mark question. Okay? So in Kejal's method, what we have to do? We have to take again the organic compound which has nitrogen. Okay, we have to take the organic compound which has nitrogen and you have to heat it with concentrated sulfuric acid. What you have to do? You have to heat it with concentrated sulfuric acid. So what will happen? You will get sulfate is present. Okay, here nitrogen is present. Okay, and here hydrogen also is present. Okay, so you will get ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate is formed. What is the formula for ammonium sulfate? NH4 twice SO4. So what you have to do? You have to heat the organic compound which contains nitrogen with concentrated sulfuric acid. What will happen? The nitrogen which is present in the compound, it reacts with sulfuric acid and it gets converted into ammonium sulfate. Okay, now what you have to do is this ammonium sulfate you have to treat it with sodium hydroxide. You have to treat it with sodium hydroxide. When you treat it with, see in the book it is given in like a paragraph, but I am giving in the form of a flow chart so you will be able to understand it easily. Okay, and when I keep test you will be able to write it easily. So you have to treat it with sodium hydroxide. When you treat it with sodium hydroxide, this sulfate and sodium, it will form sodium sulfate plus hydroxide means OH will be present. OH will react with 1H and it will form water, and along with that I will get ammonia. So ammonia வந்து form ஆகுது கரெக்டா. So இந்த ammonia வந்து again this ammonia alone we are going to estimate means we are going to find out the amount of ammonia. Estimate na enadhu we are going to find out the amount of ammonia
Tuesday, Wednesday,
with the help of
Wednesday, Thursday, similarly then Thursday,
sulfuric
Friday,
acid.
then Friday, Saturday.
Ammonia we are going to estimate with the help of another sulfuric acid. Okay va? So எப்படி வந்து நம்ம sulfuric acid கூட estimate பண்ண போறோம் அப்படினா
Saturday and
அம்மோனியாவையும்
right? Saturday,
and
Friday,
sulfuric
Friday,
acid
Thursday,
we are
Wednesday,
going
also
to
consecutive things. Because we
titrate.
are thinking that way, Wednesday, Thursday, right?
We are
So
going
Wednesday,
to
Thursday, Thursday, Wednesday.
titrate.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay, we are going to titrate. Titrate na enadhu? We are going to mix ammonia and sulfuric acid. Okay, we are going to mix ammonia and sulfuric acid and we are going to titrate it. Okay, so ammonia வந்து is a base and sulfuric acid is a acid. Okay, so this base and acid will react with each other. Okay, so this sulfuric acid we will be taking the known quantity. We will be taking the known quantity. Okay, so for example if you take some 30 ml of sulfuric acid, suppose if you take 30 ml of sulfuric acid, some in the ammonia in the 30 ml this ammonia is reacting with 14 ml of sulfuric acid. Okay, remaining how much sulfuric acid will be left out? 16 ml will be left out. Okay, so from the left out sulfuric acid we can find out how much ammonia is released. Okay, so from the left out sulfuric acid we can find out how much ammonia has reacted. Understood? So this is how you will estimate the amount of nitrogen in Kejal's method. So from the ammonia, one ammonia is having how many nitrogen? One nitrogen. So how much ammonia has reacted with sulfuric acid we can find out. From that we can find out the percentage of nitrogen. Understood? Yes. So take down
25. Friday, Saturday, Saturday and Tuesday. I guess these are all the
molarity
consecutive
of
days, right?
sulfuric acid is equal to
list out.
m
Saturday and Friday is also
volume of
right? Saturday, Friday,
sulfuric
Friday,
acid
Thursday,
is
Wednesday
equal
is also
to
consecutive.
VML.
Because we are thinking that way, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Tuesday.
Volume of
And similarly, both the ways.
sodium
Tuesday,
hydroxide
Wednesday,
is
Tuesday,
equal to V1 ml.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Thursday, Wednesday. So both the ways you have to take it into account.
Again,
This way you
molarity
calculate,
of
you can solve this. Then
sodium
third,
hydroxide
different
is
ways,
equal
not the
to
same.
m.
So,
Sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid you must take the same molarity. Okay. So from this you will get the percentage of nitrogen will be equal to 1.4 into m into 2 into v minus
Saturday and Friday is
V1
also
divided by 2
right?
divided
Saturday,
by
Friday, Thursday,
m.
Thursday, Wednesday is
M
also
is the
consecutive.
molarity.
Because we can
This
think
M
that
is
way,
the
Wednesday,
mass of the
Thursday,
compound.
so Wednesday,
V
Thursday,
minus
Thursday,
V1.
Wednesday,
What is
Tuesday,
V?
Wednesday,
Volume of
Wednesday,
sulfuric
Tuesday,
acid
and,
minus
similarly,
V1 is
Thursday,
volume of
Tuesday,
NaOH
Wednesday,
divided
Tuesday,
by 2.
Thursday, Wednesday,
Understood?
Thursday, and Thursday, Wednesday. So both the days you have to take it into account.
So in the Kejal's method there are some limitations. So what is the limitation? It will not be used to It
So
will
there is
not
one
be
below
used
question.
to
A lab
estimate
contains 5 red
nitrogen
balls and blue balls.
if
The
it
probability
is
of drawing a blue ball
present
onto that red
in
ball
the
determine the number of blue
ring.
balls in the bag. So
It will
understand the
not be
question
used
properly.
to
The bag
estimate
contains
nitrogen
5 red
if
balls.
it is
So
present in
N
the
of
ring.
red balls is
For
5
example,
and some blue balls. We don't know how many
pyridine.
blue balls. That's what we need to find. Let us take this X.
In
So what will be
pyridine,
your N of S?
the ring
Number
will
of
be
red
like a
balls plus
benzene
number of
ring,
blue balls.
but instead of carbon, the ring will
It is
have
given
one
probability
nitrogen.
of
Okay.
drawing a blue ball.
So this is
One
pyridine.
probability
So
of
if the
getting
nitrogen
red
is
balls.
present
P of
in
A
the
is
ring
Y
itself,
P of-
okay,
Y is P of
then we
R.
cannot
P of
estimate
A
the
is what? Number of
nitrogen.
blue balls
Okay,
divided by total
understood.
number of balls.
So
X
the
by
next one
100
is
X, which is
estimation
equals
of
to 2 into probability
halogens.
of R is N of
Estimation
red balls
of
divided
halogens.
by
We have
number of
completed estimation of carbon and hydrogen, and we have also completed estimation of nitrogen. Okay, now we are going to study about the estimation of halogens. Halogens are estimated by Carrier's method. By Carrier's method. So what we are going to do in this Carrier's method? So we are going to take the organic compound. So the organic compound will be having what? The organic compound will be having the halogen. Okay. So this is heated with nitric acid. This is heated with fuming nitric acid. This is heated with fuming nitric acid. Okay, understood? So, and this whole reaction will take place in the presence of silver nitrate solution. It will take place in the presence of
It is given
silver
probability of
nitrate
drawing a
solution.
blue ball is Y.
So organic compound which contains halogen, it is treated with fuming. Fuming means smoke will be coming. Okay, nitric acid, and it is taken in the done in the presence of silver nitrate solution, and the whole thing is taken in one hard tube called as Carrier's tube. The whole thing is taken in a hard tube called as what? Carrier's tube.
Your box has 12 balls.
Okay.
So N of S is 12. Out of
So,
which X
if
are
the
black,
carbon
N of black
and
is X.
hydrogen
If one
which are
ball is
present
strong,
in the organic compound, it is converted into carbon dioxide and water. Carbon and hydrogen which are present, it is converted into carbon dioxide and water, and the halogen which is present in the compound, it reacts with this silver and it forms silver halide.
It will be a black ball.
What does it
Probability
form?
of black ball is
It
X
forms
by 12.
silver
Keep it.
halide. Okay, so this silver halide, it is filtered, washed, dried. Okay, and from this the mass of the halogen is found out. So percentage of halogen, how we will find out? Percentage of halogen is equal to atomic mass of halogen. How will you find out which halogen is present? You will find out which halogen is present with the help of the Lezein's test. Lezein's test, you will find out which halogen is present. Then you must, here we are finding out how much halogen is present. Okay. So atomic mass of halogen into M1 into 100
Now the probability of
divided by mass of
double of what it was
silver halide
before, double of what it was before. So 2 times
into
X by 12.
M.
But with this we can
Mass
find
of
the
silver
probability of
halide
getting a
into
black ball, right?
M.
What it will be?
Okay.
Plus 6
So
divided
atomic
by
mass
12,
of
which is
halogen
also equal to 2 times
into
X by
M1
12,
into 100
right? So
mass
if you,
of
solve
silver
that,
halide
what is
into M. Okay. So what is this M1 and what is this M? M is the mass of the organic compound which we are taking. So that mass is called as M, and m1 is the mass of AgX that is formed. Mass, this here it is molar mass. Okay, molar mass. Here it is mass of the AgX which we are getting in this experiment. So if you multiply the whole thing into 100, you will get the percentage of halogen. Okay, understood? So this is how you will be finding out halogen. So what and all we have finished? Carbon and hydrogen estimation. Nitrogen, in nitrogen two methods. What are the two methods? Dumas method, Kejal's method. And here for halogen we have studied Carrier's method. The next one is estimation of sulfur. Estimation of sulfur. So again what we have to do? We have to take the organic compound. We have to take the organic compound. The organic compound should contain what? Sulfur. The organic compound which contains sulfur, you have to heat it with sodium peroxide. What is the formula for sodium peroxide? Na2O2. You have to heat it with sodium peroxide, or you can heat it with fuming nitric acid. You can heat it with fuming nitric acid. Understood? Yes? So what will happen? So first you have to heat the organic compound with sodium peroxide or with fuming nitric acid. So what will happen? The sulfur which is present is converted into sulfuric acid. The sulfur which is present is converted into sulfuric acid. This sulfuric acid is treated with barium sulfate. It is treated with barium sulfate. Sorry, not barium sulfate, barium chloride. The sulfuric acid is treated with barium chloride. So what is the formula for sulfuric acid? H2SO4. What is the formula for barium chloride? BaCl2. So what will happen? This barium will react with this sulfate. Double displacement reaction. In 10th standard you have studied. So barium will react with sulfate and it will form barium sulfate precipitate. What it will form? Barium sulfate precipitate. So from the weight of this precipitate, okay, we can find out how much sulfur is present. So we have to wash this precipitate, you have to dry this precipitate, and from the weight of the precipitate you can find out how much sulfur is present. So the formula is percentage of sulfur is equal to 32 into M1 into 100 divided by 233 into M. 32 into M1 into 100 divided by 233 into M. So what is this 32? This is the mass of sulfur. M1, what is this M1? M1 is the mass of barium sulfate that is formed. Okay, so how much barium sulfate is precipitated? That barium sulfate. This 233 is the molar mass of barium sulfate, and M is the mass of the organic compound.
Find the number of blue balls in the jar. This also can be solved in the same way. Total number of
mass of the organic compound. Understood? So the last one is we are going to estimate the amount of phosphorus. So phosphorus, again we are going to take the mass of, we are going to take the organic compound which is going to contain phosphorus.
Yes. Hope you understood.
Organic
So
compound
with this,
having
we come to the
phosphorus.
end of the chapter.
Okay,
probability.
and we are going
This is
to
wind up today's class.
heat it
So you're
with
supposed to do
fuming
question number
nitric
1 and
acid.
2 in this exercise as homework. Along with the
Fuming nitric acid. Okay, so
right. So homework is exercise 15.2 question number 1, 2 along with some additional questions which I am going to post it in the group. Right. Thank you students.
telling the organic compound which has phosphorus, you must treat it with nitric acid. Okay, so when you treat it with nitric acid, what will happen? This phosphorus which is present here, it is converted into phosphoric acid. It is converted into phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid, what is the formula? H3PO4. Okay, so phosphoric acid means it will be in the solution form. So in the solution form means it will be difficult to take the weight and all. So what we should do? We have to precipitate this in the form of a solid. If you precipitate it, what will happen? We can easily take the weight, and from the weight you can easily estimate the amount. So to precipitate it, what we have to do is we have to add ammonia. We have to add ammonia. So as I already told you, this ammonia is a base, phosphoric acid is acid. So acid plus base, it will give salt and water. So what salt will be formed? You will get ammonium molybdate. Ammonium molybdate. Ammonium molybdate. Why ammonium molybdate is coming? Molybdenum. What is the formula for molybdenum element? Molybdenum means MO. We are adding phosphoric acid and we are adding ammonia. How this molybdenum is coming? Because along with ammonia, we have to add another element which is called as ammonium this is ammonium phosphomolybdate. So this is ammonium molybdate. So along with phosphoric acid, if you add ammonia and ammonium molybdate, you will get the precipitate ammonium phosphomolybdate. This is the precipitate. So from this precipitate, what we can do? We can dry the precipitate, we can take the weight, and we can find the amount of phosphorus. Okay, so the percentage of phosphorus, the formula is, take down, 62 into M1 into 100 divided by 222 into M. 62 is the mass of phosphorus, M1 is the mass of ammonium phosphomolybdate. Mass of ammonium phosphomolybdate. Okay, and this 222 is the molar mass of ammonium phosphomolybdate. And what is this M? M is the mass of organic substance. See, listen carefully. For all the elements, you are getting one expression like this. Yes or no? You must by heart the numbers correctly. If they ask sulfur means, you should write all the numbers correctly here. And what are the chemicals you have to add, that you have to remember. Phosphorus means what are the chemicals you have to add and what are the numbers. Okay, so these numbers and chemicals you should not exchange and write. Okay, understood? We are going to find out the percentage of oxygen.
So how to find the distance between 2 points if the equality is known?
So oxygen's percentage, how we will find out? We will find out, usually the organic compound, it will contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Along with these elements, it will be having either phosphorus or nitrogen or sulfur or any halogen. So if you find out the person, you know how to find out the percentage of carbon and hydrogen, and you know how to find out the percentage of phosphorus, nitrogen, sulfur and halogen. Always the total percentage will be 100. So when you add all these percentage and when you subtract it with 100, you will get the percentage of oxygen. So there is no separate method to find out the percentage of oxygen. Okay, you have to add all the percentage and you have to subtract it with 100. You will get the percentage of oxygen. So write down the percentage of oxygen is found. The percentage of oxygen is found by difference between total percentage and percentage of other elements. Total percentage and percentage of other elements. Suppose if you don't want to do subtraction, I want to do only experiment. Abdina, for that also one experiment is there. So what we have to do, we have to take the compound containing oxygen, okay, and you have to heat the compound. When you heat the compound, what will happen? Oxygen gas will be liberated, and along with oxygen gas, other gaseous product will be liberated. Okay, other gases will be liberated. So the percentage of oxygen can be calculated as 32 into M1 into 100 divided by 88 into M. So 32 is the mass of oxygen, O2. So O2 means oxygen 16 into 2, 32. Okay, M1 is the mass of carbon dioxide which is produced during this heating process. Okay, mass of carbon dioxide which is produced during the heating process. And 88 is the molar mass of carbon dioxide into 2. Okay, molar mass of carbon dioxide is 44 into 2, you will get 88. And M is the mass of the organic compound. M is the mass of the organic compound which we are taking. Okay, so we have found out how to estimate the percentage of carbon and hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, halogens, and then oxygen. So with this lesson is getting over. Tomorrow I will start physics new lesson.